Of the render video, and today we're going to be talking about Zodiac Beasts in this video today. Kind of again, but I mean, we went a few videos without really discussing Zodiac Beasts, really. So Zodiac Beasts have officially completed their very first regional weekend with flying colors. Now, this is the top 8 South Carolina regionals, and they only had 202 people in there. And Metaphos took it. But that doesn't necessarily make Metaphos the best deck. It still is very much Zodiac Beast. While even it doesn't really matter if Metaphos or any other deck wins the game or wins the event, if the majority of players at that event or the majority of top seats are taken by Zodiacs in some shape or form, Zodiac Beast is the best deck. And this one, and we can take it from a very small subset. This is only the top 8 that we only see. Two variants of two other decks that have made the top 8: Infernoids and Metaphos. 60 card Infernoid. The rest is Kaiju. The rest is Zodiac. We have second place was Kaiju Zoo. Fourth place was Infernoid Zoo. So it's safe to say that Zodiac is the best deck. And from what I've seen, and from what I've been hearing, is that Zodiac Base in this current format, in this current meta, is roughly 90% efficient. Roughly. Give or take, or someone with some overlap. Also, they are at probably the most full power they're ever going to be at. They can run triple instant fusion, they can run triple, they can run Norden, they can run Theseus if they so choose to do so. They could run other cards. They could run entirely different engines and make it work. As we see Metaphos Zoo, Infernoid Zoo, and Kaiju Zoo be very prominent. But I believe that you could probably make Shadal Zoo. You could probably make True King Zoo. You could probably make something. You could probably make DDD Zoo, and it probably wouldn't be terrible, right? So it's really to say that as an engine, Zoo is probably the best engine that we'll ever see in a long time. I believe the only engine that really comes this close to being successful is Shadal's. And Shadal's wasn't really an engine; it had enough to be its own deck. But you can also splash Shadal's into most things, right? And be somewhat efficient with it. I've done very minor testing with Zoo. That's why I'm not really leaning on Zoo as my ticket to a regional top. Because I've done more testing with what I've been doing. I've been trying to counter Zoo with Metaphos, pure Metaphos. Or with Metaphos Magic Spectre. Pure variant of Metaphos. So Metaphos is an engine in itself too. But regardless of that, I believe... what does this say about the ban list? What does this say about the ban list? Because we don't necessarily have that yet. So, with the ban list, I believe it's probably sometime soon. We're probably going to get it somewhere around in March. If not, we're going to get it in April. It's probably going to be somewhere around the time YCS at Seattle is completed. Or YCS Atlanta. We might even wait that long. But to say that this deck is but for the ban list perspective, I'm jumbling around. But for the ban list perspective, I think that we should probably take into consideration that none of the Zodiac cards are probably going to get hit because they've only been around for 2 weeks, and even if they do appear to be dominant, and even if we have an emergency ban list like some people are predicting, it probably won't happen until mid-March, if that's the case, because. When Pepe was around and we had that emergency ban list, we had the second emergency ban list. We had the fourth emergency ban list ever recorded in history, and one that completely annihilated the deck from competitive scenes for the most part. We saw significant key cards being hit. Will that happen with Zoo? We might see. We will see. I don't think it will happen with Zoo. If anything, I believe the most problematic cards in the deck are Barrage and Momarat, but other than that, I think the rest of the deck is pretty much fair in the terms of their Xyz. Broad Bull is pretty fine, is fine. Drancia is fine. I'm calling them by those two names because they're much easier for me to say except for like Drident. Drident's fine. The other one, the ultra rare, I think she's fine. And Wildbow's just actually Wildbow's, in my opinion, is my favorite. But he's not even good. You're playing one of that card at most. But will they do something to Terratop? We'll see. I'm not gonna say that they might, but if we do hit a ban list right now, it probably won't hit Terratop. While I agree Terratop is a powerful card, Terratop is not necessarily on their radar enough to be considered. Because it is while it is a powerful card and it kind of makes Zoodiac Beast what it is, it's not exactly well. They want to milk the deck out as much as possible, and keeping Terratop in the format would just only perpetuate that even further. So I really genuinely believe that Terratop might not get hit. Norton will probably get hit. People are saying that Vanity's Emptiness should probably be at 0, but I kind of have an argument towards that. I think that overall Zoodiac Beast, or we kind of need Vanity's Emptiness to kind of quelch Zoodiac Beasts a little bit. It doesn't completely stop Zoodiac Beasts because you have Barrage and you have other ways to stop them. So we do have that. I also want to point something out. It's interesting that I saw with the Inferno build right here. So this is the Inferno build, right? No, this is Kaiju Zoo. This is the Kaiju. We see this guy playing in his side deck. It's in his side deck. We see him play not only to stop the Metaphos build, not only just to stop Kaiju. He's side decking a lot of cards against Zoodiac Beast. He's playing triple. He's side decking triple My Body, triple Chain Disappearance for that Momorat play. He's playing 2 Lightning Vortex, which is kind of interesting. I still think. Well, I mean, I don't know why, but I'm not gonna say that they didn't, but it appears, from my perspective, that they didn't exactly anticipate that many board clears. How do Zoodiac Beasts? What is Zoodiac Beast's worst enemy? Board clears. So if you're running as many as possible, because I believe I might be wrong. This guy might be main decking Raigeki. He is main decking Raigeki. What else is he main decking? He's not making decking any other board clears aside Raigeki. And Dimensional Barrier arguably is a board clear, arguably, but he is playing Lightning Vortex, which is kind of interesting because I didn't really expect this. I kind of thought people would be playing Dark Hole, 2 Dark Hole. Probably a lot of people are, but this guy is honestly just interesting. Interestingly enough, playing just Lightning Vortexes, probably because it's more efficient in his deck. Because you kind of want to discard cards in your hand if you're playing Infernoids, which is not a bad idea. We also see Void Feast making its rounds. Dimensional Bear is obviously the best card in the game right now. I also think that card might honestly end up at 1 at some point. I'm not saying that it will, but I think it might. I think it has a very strong possibility of going to 1. Somewhere down the line. Probably not this format, but probably next list. But so we've seen a dastardly showing of Infernoids, or not Infernoids, of Zoo, and we are clearly seeing that there's an uproot in meta. ABC is dead. ABC does not need to be hit anymore because that deck, honestly, right now is dead as far as that goes. We've seen a significant downturn in Metaphos players because of Zoo. Mine is like Metaphos Zoo, but that's its own problem in and of itself because it's running Zoo. And we also don't see DDDs anymore. We also don't see any of the other cards, other decks like Paleos, Heroes. What else? We also see a little bit of artifact stuff going in there. So we have to kind of see what this will do. We'll have to see if Eidolon Wind Witches, Eidolon Artifact Wind Witches makes their splash. I've also heard rumors that Cosmos, Blue Eyes, and Magispectors kind of counter this deck a little bit, or kind of counter Zoo in their own ways. I believe the reason for Cosmos is because they can't be targeted with Barrage. Plus, It's really hard for them to make really big boards, and it's kind of hard for them to get over stuff like Dark Planet, Eclipser, and Dark Destroyer. They probably can't. It's probably tough for them to get over Forerunner too. Well, not Forerunner. Yeah, Forerunner. And I guess in Magic Specters, it's just really hard to get over certain cards in the deck, like you can make some ridiculous rank 4s and stuff to survivability on with survivability. And Blue Eyes obviously can spam rank 8s like nothing, so that's probably why and they're probably running multiple copies of number 38 at this point, just to stop those barrages. So, but anyway, guys, tell me what you guys think about this weekend, and tell me what you guys think about the Zodiac Beasts in general. Do you think that they should probably do something to Zoodiac Beasts in an emergency format? I generally dislike general emergency ban lists unless it's absolutely necessary, but this one actually might end up being absolutely necessary. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. I will see you guys in the next video. This has been Team Metamorphose, and I will be signing out.